And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
I am your father. No, you're not. X-Wing Miniatures game. Oh, a game that, it's a miniatures game, so it's not up everyone's alley, but it's a miniature game that captures the heart of many people, including those who don't play many miniature games. Players who like collectible card games and board games are also getting into it, like myself, because, one, it's Star Wars. Well, actually, that's the only reason. Well, okay. Two, it's a very simple game. So, today we're talking about Wave 1. When the game was released, it came out in a box, but it also, 4 ships came out by themselves. They were sold 1 ship at a time, and the prices aren't the cheapest in the world to buy these. However, when you buy it, you are getting a painted miniature, and you're getting a whole pile of tokens, and you get more cards, so that this isn't just an X-Wing. This X-Wing might be Wedge Antilles, or it might be a Red Squadron pilot, and you have 4 pilots and extra things that you can add when you buy this expansion for the X-Wing. Let me show you about the 4 different ships that you can buy in Wave 1 and talk a little bit about each of them. First, let's take a look at the new ships that come here. Well, these aren't new, actually. You can, when you buy the TIE Fighter, you simply get another TIE Fighter. When you buy the X-Wing, you get another X-Wing. But we have the X-Wing's cousin, the Y-Wing, because it looks like a Y. The Y-Wing is typically a bomber. This game doesn't involve too many bomber missions, but the Y-Wing here can be equipped with ion cannons. And then we have the much better TIE Fighter, the TIE Advanced. Now these come with different cards. So you buy the TIE Fighter, they entice you to do that, not just to get more TIE Fighters to add, but to get more cards. For example, here we see the different cards. I might want Winged Gundark, who's a better pilot, or Howl Runner, who's a very good pilot, or Backstabber. But what most people are likely going to want is just more variety, and you can see there's a variety here in the numbers, and then of course a variety here in possibly the special abilities. When this guy, for example, attacks at range 1, I can change a hit to a critical hit, so that's a pretty big deal. So you buy the X-Wings and the TIE Fighters to get more pilots. The Y-Wings, on the other hand, you buy because, well, they're Y-Wings, and you have some of the people that you'll know from the universe. Y-Wings are nice because they can carry those ion cannons, which can do damage to other ships. You'll also notice that they're tanks, comparatively. They have more structure, they have more shields. The problem is they're expensive, but they can carry a lot more weapons too. You can really beef up a Y-Wing. The problem is they're expensive. Some people don't like them because of that. They're slow. They don't have as good of a maneuverability as the X-Wing. I personally like them because they can go in there and they can soak up damage, and also because they just look pretty cool. So you have the Y-Wings, and then you also have the TIE Advanced. Now people are going to want this, of course, because, come on, Darth Vader. And to take Darth Vader up against Luke Skywalker is everyone's dream. The TIE Advanced have shields on them. Darth Vader has a great ability. Basically, he can take 2 actions instead of 1, and he has 4 different actions that he can take. But I mean, even the other TIE Advanced, the ones without specialized pilots, or this one, Marek Steele, who's one I very much like using, they add some more to the game. So what you're going to have is you have these TIE Advanced that come in and really basically even the odds. Before, two TIE Fighters could take out an X-Wing, but not an X-Wing with a good pilot. So it was more like 3 TIE Fighters to a good pilot. Let's say Luke Skywalker's fighting TIE Fighters, then you better have a lot of TIE Fighters to fight off Luke Skywalker. On the other hand, though, one of these can easily match an X-Wing. They might not be able to match a Y-Wing straight up, but they can certainly outmaneuver a Y-Wing as long as they don't get hit by the ion cannons. So anyway, those are the 4 ships that come in Wave 1. Okay, really cool stuff. I like the ion cannon that the Y-Wing has. I love the TIE Advanced. If there was one ship I'd buy in this lot, first would be the TIE Advanced. Great, I mean, I need Darth Vader, but just having those just seems to really even the battles out. For me personally, what I did, I bought 2 of the starter sets, so that came with 4 TIE wings and 2 X-wings. I had then bought 1 more X-wing and 1 more TIE fighter, kind of to balance those things out. And then I bought 2 Y-wings and 2 advanced TIE fighters. So that gives me a good fleet, especially with Wave 2 and stuff coming. If I was going to buy more, I don't know how many more X-wings and TIE fighters I'd buy unless I just wanted swarms of TIE fighters on the table. But if you do that, let's say if you want a good setup, you buy 2 starter kits and you buy exactly what I did, you will have plenty to play fantastic, fun games. You could even buy 2 of just 1 of each. I think 1 Y-wing, 1 X-wing, 1 TIE fighter, and 1 TIE Advance, and still have some pretty good games. Again, that's a pretty hefty price, but everything is pre-painted and it comes together really well. I like Wave 1, now not like I love Wave 2, but it is a good addition and it comes out. And picking and choosing, if you only get 1, get the TIE Advance, and then I get the Y-wing. Y-wings, I know a lot of people hate them, but I like them. Anyhow, let's go check out my review in a bit about Wave 2.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door!